Deep footprints covered the snow. Broken weapons and dead bodies from both sides lay scattered around the Hang Sword sect. Everything was quiet and still. Jin Taekyung and Jin Mukyung walked slowly toward the main hall, dragging their tired feet through the snow. A few minutes earlier, Taekyung had given medicine to Uncle Cheol Mubik, who was badly wounded. Outside the gate, Woo-ah and Hyukmu were looking after Uncle Cheol. Woo-ah looked up at Jin Mukyung and said softly, "His breathing is very weak. He won't last much longer like this. You understand, right?" Jin Mukyung nodded. "I know. You two stay here and protect him." Taekyung suddenly said, "Wait." He turned to the dying Uncle Cheol. The old man was shaking. In a faint voice he whispered, "Crimson Wind. Inside. Seowol is in danger." Because Woo-ah couldn't hear clearly, she leaned down and asked softly, "Uncle Cheol, sir, what's going on? Is there a master helping the Crimson Wind bandits?" Uncle Cheol trembled and whispered, "Pill, red pill, be careful," then he fainted. Hyukmu saw his head fall to the side and shouted, "Is he dead?" Woo-ah checked quickly. "No, he's still alive. Just unconscious." Jin Taekyung thought hard. Even a strong master like Uncle Cheol is in this bad shape, and it's only me and Mukyung going in to fight the bandits? We really should have brought Woo-ah too. Things would go much smoother. He and Jin Mukyung exchanged a quick look. Taekyung told himself, they'll handle it. Just trust them. A blue system window appeared in front of his eyes. "Time limit, 2 minutes and 19 seconds, he said out loud, "no more delays. We have to move now." He turned to Mukyung. "Are you sure we can win?" Mukyung replied, "We have to. The others would only slow us down." Taekyung looked at a dead disciple lying in the snow. A spear lay beside the body. He kicked it up with his foot and caught it. He said seriously, "I'll handle the weak ones. You take the leader, Pyongyang." Mukyung glanced at him with a small smile. In stories, the hero usually says the opposite. Taekyung pointed at him angrily. "Forget those old stereotypes." Standing outside the door, Taekyung explained seriously, "I win by watching my enemies carefully. You're the genius swordsman, so you fight Pyongyang." Jin Mukyung bared his teeth and thought, shameless talk. Jin Taekyung kept going. "How about we ambush them? Hit hard and fast when they panic." "Okay, sudden attack?" Mukyung asked. Taekyung nodded. "Surprise them first. Then use their panic." "That's it," Mukyung said. The system pinged, "Time limit, 1 minute and 9 seconds. Mukyung stepped to the door. 1 second later, he shouted, "Pyongyang." Taekyung covered his ears and backed away. The system said, "Time limit gone." Taekyung thought, what the hell, inside the hall. 2 disciples lay dead. Lee Sool knelt on one knee, breathing hard. "Exhausted," she said, "I'd rather die than marry you." The bandit leader held a short knife. He smirked. "That's cute, but weak." He waved to his men. "Bring the survivors." "Yes, boss," they said, rushing out. The leader crossed his arms. But he trembled a little. He thought, side effects from the power pill already? He remembered the last 2 pills in his box. I knew they had risks, but not this fast. Better use them carefully. His men dragged in tied-up sect members. "Get in here." Lee Sool asked, "What are you doing?" The leader smiled. She guessed right. The prisoners knelt in a row. They whispered sorry to their sect master. The leader said coldly, "First, their legs. Then hands, ears, eyes." He paused. "This won't be pretty." "Close your eyes," Lee Sool cried from sadness. She raised her knife to her own neck. "If you touch them, I end it now." The leader stayed calm. "Die if you want. I won't stop you." His face twisted. "But after you're gone, your loyal followers suffer worse." Lee Sool shouted in anger, "Why are you doing this?" The leader stayed calm. "Because it involves the life of my future wife," he said. "I have no choice." He lifted his chin a little and continued, "Having the unique martial arts of the Hang Sang sword sect is enough for me. I will also drag that old man here." Hearing this, she was shocked and surprised. Tears fell from her eyes. "Is Uncle Cheol still alive?" she asked sadly. The leader laughed. "Of course. How could I kill my benefactor? He is the one who taught me the Sura annihilation spell." Her hands shook with anger. She clenched them tightly. The leader opened his arms and stepped toward her. "If you promise to marry me," he said, "I will spare everyone here." The short sword fell from her hands and hit the ground with a clink. She cried, gritted her teeth, and finally said in frustration, I promise." The leader laughed loudly. He sounded very pleased. "Wise choice," he said. Inside, he was happy. Finally, he thought, a nobody like me will become the leader of a real sect. He imagined himself sitting on the highest seat, respected by everyone. His plan was almost complete. Even though he had lost a lot, it did not matter now. With the name of the Hang Sang sword sect, he could recruit strong fighters and grow his power in the Shanxi area. Suddenly, a loud scream from Jin Mukyung rang out. The leader was still smiling and reaching out his arms, dreaming of his future, when the scream came. His men held their heads in pain. The leader's body shook a little. There is a strong masters here, he thought. She covered her mouth in surprise. 2 tall figures walked in from outside. The leader quickly guessed, one was a swordsman, the other a spear master. His eyes sharpened. The swordsman looked very powerful. In Shanxi province, only one person was that strong. Seeing Jin Mukyung's serious face, the leader of the Crimson Wind group thought, that must be Jin Mukyung. Then he looked at the cold-faced man beside him. If so, the other one must be the Shanxi dragon, Jin Taekyung. Facing two famous men from the Jin family of Taiyuan was bad news. I must find a way out of this, he thought. He clasped his hands politely and smiled. I am Peng Yang, master of the Crimson Wind group. It is an honor to meet you. As soon as he finished speaking, a sword slash flew toward him. He bent down quickly and dodged it, losing only a few hairs. But three of his men were not so lucky. One slash from Jin Mukyung cut them in half. Jin Mukyung looked at them coldly. Planning to escape? It's useless. Peng Yang gritted his teeth and bent low. He refused to give up. He drew his sword and charged at the two men. Is this how the Jin family of Taiyuan treats guests? He shouted. Before Jin Taekyung could move, Jin Mukyung rushed forward. Their swords, covered in inner energy, clashed. Jin Mukyung attacked non-stop. Peng Yang could not keep up and had to step back. A cut appeared on Peng Yang's face, and blood flowed. He is too strong, Peng Yang thought in panic. Suddenly, he stepped on something on the ground. He jumped behind two of his own men. Jin Mukyung's sword flashed and cut those two men in half. One body in a blue shirt fell near Jin Taekyung's feet. Jin Taekyung thought, what is going on? Is Jin Mukyung that strong, or is Peng Yang weaker than I expected? Then he noticed something in Peng Yang's hand. He frowned. Is that the colored pill Chiol Mubik mentioned? Peng Yang quickly swallowed the pill. He raised his sword and slashed at Jin Mukyung with new power. The blade cut deep into Jin Mukyung's shoulder. Both Jin Taekyung and Jin Mukyung gasped in surprise. A system message appeared in front of Jin Taekyung. Unscheduled temporary mission started. The GI Peng group master, Peng Yang, has taken a power burst pill and become much stronger. Defeat him to rescue the Hang Sang sword sect. Mission fails if Li So dies. Looking at the words, Jin Taekyung thought, what now? After taking the pill, Peng Yang felt great power surge through him. But the power was too much, and he screamed in pain.